to you, reporting to you from Columbus, Ohio, and I'm back on live to share about a post that was on Instagram from the Shade Room. Now, they was talking about the mayor of Oklahoma and how his daughter, she is a woman, a grown woman. She was a substitute teacher and she ended up fornicating with a minor in one of the classes. And this is just one person that they found. But not only is she the mayor's daughter, but she's also married to a police chief. Yep. And it just makes me think because most of the time if someone is a predator, it speaks a lot about like their background, their upbringing. It makes you question like what had happened to cause this person to be this way. At least that's what I think of when I think of a predator. So I just look at it like maybe the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, you know, whatever. Anyways, that's besides the point. What I really wanted to touch base on is the government watch list and how it's being used. And since I am a person who has been placed on the government watch list illegally without my consent, I don't think they ask for your consent or whatever. Since I'm a person who unfortunately has been placed on a government watch list and I do currently experience organized hate crimes, group stalking, and doxing, harassment, things of that such. What I wanted to say is that, like, if I'm placed on the watch list, why isn't this predator, the mayor's daughter, the police chief's wife, why isn't she placed on the watch list? I really do believe that they pick and choose. But I'm just hoping that when she is released, that they do the right thing, and not because she's the mayor's daughter or the police chief's wife, um, that she gets a slap on the wrist. If they do give her a slap on the wrist, believe me, this is going to be going on my protest. When I protest, it's going to be going on my documentary because then they're going to be unjustified to be doing a lot of the things that they're doing. Um, yeah, a lot of the things that they're doing. And I can go into detail, but I'm not going to spend time explaining certain things. I just want to kind of allow things to write out. And when my documentary comes out, then like everything will be clear. But that really stood out to me because I'm just like, well, damn, she better be placed on a watch list too. And this woman had the nerve to comment on my comment when I made that statement. She was like, bye. And I'm like sitting there thinking, like, okay, hold on a sec. Pause. Fabiana. Take a step back. Call her. So I, of course, hopped in her inbox and I gave her a call because I'm just like, all right, let's have a discussion. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm not here to be aggressive, but let's have a discussion because I want to know what I said, what I want to hear your input, your perspective. I want to know where I went wrong with that statement. So I was a little bit confused and baffled to have to experience that. But I do believe like certain things like that should definitely be addressed. Because I do feel like the system pick and choose, and when people have money, they can get away with things, and people like a single black woman with children who was receiving assistance from the system, we have no sort of protection. Like no one ever cares about us. They don't see us as a person that has a value in this world, and that's not how it's supposed to be. I feel like if somebody's a criminal, if somebody's a bad person, if somebody did something, they need to be treated just as every other criminal, bad person, or someone who did something. I don't think that I don't believe that them having money should make a difference. And I mean, I could really touch on a lot of subjects because there's a lot of things out, but I don't want to go into detail about every celebrity who's had a weird encounter. But the information's out there on Google if you really want to look, and it's on YouTube too. And it's some top-notch celebrities. The Epstein case was nothing. But I did want to mention this before I get off, that there was an actress, and if you guys are to help you guys remember exactly who the actress is, she was on that TV show Charmed, and not only was she on Charmed, but she was on Jawbreaker. Her name is Rose McGowan. She had like the reddish hair. I used to love watching her as a teenager. Like she was like my idol. I loved her. So when I heard her story, and Megan Kelly had covered her story. Megan Kelly, I want to say she does like news and blogs and things like that. She covered her story, and she was basically talking about how Rose McGowan was a victim of group stalking, harassment, and illegal organized crime. And they even went as far as hiring someone to befriend her just so that way they can gather intel on her personal life, which is completely illegal. That's a violation of her privacy. But she ended up winning her case, long story short. And she was able to prove that, I don't want to be wrong when I say who the person is. I want to say it was Epstein, but I might be wrong. I can't remember because it was so long ago that I looked into this story. But I just remember like trying to find other victims out there, and like just hearing like reading her story, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, even celebrities are victims of this crime. And then like who else was another victim celebrity? Um, the Bad Girls Club, Danny and Gabby. I want to say it was Danny is the one that was targeted in California. Like they went as far as even like poisoning her through her ventilation system. And she has that testimony on YouTube. Her name is Danny Victor. She was on the Bad Girls Club. If you don't believe me, you can do your own research. And when I started doing more research and finding other victims, I'm like, what could these people possibly be doing for you guys to put them on this list, for them to be mistreated, and experience these unjust hate crimes? And when you do your research and you find out the reason behind it, it's either because someone with money or someone with connections was either jealous of them, or maybe they dated someone that that person wanted to date, or because they got rejected. Um, in Rose McGowan's case, I believe she was a victim of abuse, and that's why she was targeted, because of speaking out. Don't quote me. This is not 100% because it's been a long time since I've done research on this story. I'll have to go and refresh my memory, but it was on my mind all night tonight. Like I was just like, I cannot forget to post this. I cannot forget to get on YouTube and share this, because there are people like the mayor's daughter of Oklahoma who do certain things and they get a slap on the wrist. And then there are people, regular people, who do certain things and there's nothing for us. You know what I mean? I've been a targeted person as far back as I can remember accurately. I used to think it was 2018, but when I really started to sit down, get on my journals, write down, brainstorm, I was able to determine that 2014 is as far back as I can remember. Um, but I'm not going to go into great detail. That's all I came to share. I don't want to make this too long. But as far as that, I do want to bring awareness. Gang stalking, it's not a gang that's doing the stalking, it's just regular people within the community. It could be your community who are participating in like a neighborhood watch, but it's a neighborhood watch that has gone rogue where these people are committing illegal crimes and abusing the target verbally, physically, emotionally, gaslighting on a consistent basis, defamation of character. And when the victim, the targeted person, reacts or give a response that's aggressive, they tend to say that that person has a mental health condition, that person is unstable or unfit, or some other lame excuse that they'll use. But in all actuality, it's just reactive abuse. It's kind of like being in a relationship with a narcissist. I don't quite understand how this is legal, because there's a lot of people that have unalived themselves because of this program, demonic program. I believe that the program originally started because of the attack that happened, and 911, if you get what I'm saying. I don't want to say the wrong thing and then the video get taken down. But during that attack, they decided to create that program so that way they can identify possible threats to the state. Um, and I'm not understanding how I fell into the category of being a person that needed to be surveilled, because I would never, in my 29 years of living, would ever think about putting myself in a situation for me to be away from my kids. That's not logical. But somehow they still justify it, maybe because my background, maybe because they tapped into my documents from, counseling or therapy, and and that's supposed to be confidential information, but God knows what they, discovered and decided, okay, well, this person needs to be placed on a list. If you ask me, and as I mentioned before, why I believe I was placed on this illegal surveillance program, this corrupt rogue neighborhood watch program, my theory is that someone was jealous, obviously, maybe a man that I turned down, or maybe a woman that dated her boyfriend and she got upset. And people just hate seeing someone that they know do better than them. They're okay if they can help you, they're okay as long as they're part of it. But if you are the kind of person that they believe is going to take off and they have like secret animosity towards you, this is the type of stuff people do. And from my experience ever since childhood, I've been a victim of this specific thing where people have been jealous. And I don't say that because I'm the prettiest girl in the world. I'm not claiming that. I'm just saying that there are certain things about me that stand out. My body, for one, I have really big hips, very voluptuous shape, like curvy. You feel me? So it can be quite distracting when I'm out in public, and it's very noticeable. And I'm not the ugliest woman either. So I believe with that, a lot of people felt threatened. And you know what I mean? Jealousy, man, that hate and that jealousy. But that's all I wanted to share. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this because I want to go bake. But you guys have a blessed night. Stay prayed up. Um, and love on you. Love on you. Don't just fake it. Really love on you. Learn to accept you. Learn to love on you despite how people treat you, despite what people say to you. Do what you want to do. Do what you know is best for your situation, and be yourself. Do not allow anyone to tell you what you can and can't do. Do what the fuck you want to do. And that's all I've got to say. As God has given us free will, accept it, utilize it, and enjoy your life. Peace out.